So this is obviously a Rainbow High doll. No, it's not. It's a Monster High doll. There's too many highs. There's Monster High, Shadow High, Rainbow High. I think there was even Mermaid High. Could we just get away from the whole school thing and, you know, do something else? I don't know what, but there's so many highs. So why are we all so low? That's all I'm asking. Hello again and welcome back to March Payne's Midlife Dolly Crisis. So in today's episode I'm going to be opening this doll here. So obviously this is Frankie Stein from Monster High. Originally I was just basically going to get the sort of whole first wave of the regular Monster High dolls. And then when I was kind of looking at the other releases, I kind of saw that there were nicer versions, or at least in my head there were nicer versions than the original release dolls. So I thought rather than getting the Frankie Stein from the actual first wave, I would get this one instead. And I do really like this whole kind of coffin thing. I have to be honest, when I went to the shop and got it, I was really surprised how small it was. I kind of imagined that these sort of like caskets or whatever we're calling them, the kind of coffin shaped things, were going to be much bigger, but they're not. I mean, I guess I should have realised that they probably weren't, but until I actually had it I thought, oh, that's kind of smaller. But I mean, I guess the doll is here and they're not giant dolls or anything, and then the accessories and stuff are in here. We're going to unbox it. I'm going to warn you, I'm not going to be doing the whole colour reveal thing which they have with the keys, because apparently you don't need to do that. You can literally just use the same key for each of the lockers. So let's have a look and see what we think of Frankie. So obviously you do get this sort of plastic coffin shaped sort of casket that they're in. It is kind of covered in a kind of protection, I suppose, for it. It's got a plastic cover. We have some cardboard here with an image of the doll there, and just explaining a few bits and bobs. You got 19 surprises. I'm never sure if those quantities are right or not. They probably class the earrings as 2, but anyway. So you get 19 surprises. You can allegedly make 125 plus looks. Now, I don't know if that means, you know, the doll in just the earrings is a look. The doll with one earring in is a look. The doll in just the hat is a look. I don't know. But anyway, let's go with that. They mention here the colour reveal. Now, I didn't realise, but they've actually trademarked colour reveal as a TM, as a trademark, which seems really bizarre. Colour reveal technology, apparently. I'm not sure it's really that technical. You're basically just sort of sticking it in water and cleaning off the gunk. But anyway, so that is the technology there. As I mentioned in the intro, I'm not going to be doing the whole colour reveal with the keys, because it's just a bit pointless, really, isn't it? We really just want to see the doll and all the stuff that they come with. So if we have a look on the back here, you can see the 4 other dolls you can get in this collection. This one, I don't think this actually has a title. It's just the Skulltimate Secrets Wave 1, I think. There are a few other waves after this one, and they seem to have actual titles for the waves, but these ones are literally just Skulltimate Secrets. So yeah, so there's that. Anyway, so these are the other 4 you can get: Draculaura, Claudine, Cleo, and Laguna. Obviously they're kind of like the main characters from this line anyway, and obviously Frankie Stein is also one of them. So let's get this plastic bit off. I'm presuming it's not going to be too tricky, and then we will open it all up and have a look and see what it's going to reveal to us. So here we go. This is what the casket looks like without the sort of the sleeve over it. So obviously we've got the compartments down here, which have got the surprises in, and this one has the doll. These ones have locks on. This front panel here doesn't have a lock. As you probably already know, on the back, if you have a look there, which you probably can't see, there we go, that's a bit better. There are these two sort of like holes where if you were to put nails on the wall or something, you could just hook these on there so that it would actually kind of like, you know, you could kind of put it up there as a display. I don't know how it would work so well because of this whole front bit. You can't really remove that. It would be nice if you could do that. The other idea would be if they sort of put a handle on it, either on the top or maybe on the side or something, and then the child could actually take the doll and loads of accessories around with them. The only issue with that would be this doesn't actually close that well. I mean, it's fine, you know, on a table or whatever, it's okay. It closes. You can feel it closing, but it's not going to stay closed. Not like these with the whole kind of like lock thing. But I guess if they did a lock on this, then you'd need the key, and I don't know where the key would be in this. So anyway, let's have a look at Frankie. Here we go. So one of the reasons that I like this version of Frankie was there was a lot of colour going on. There was lots of pops of colour. I'm just making sure the face looks really good, actually. You always worry a bit about the screening, don't you? But that seems pretty good. On this side here is basically what you would probably have if you did have a locker, or like a school locker, I suppose. There's kind of information here. There's like Polaroids of Frankie with their friends. Various things there. A picture of Frankie's dog, which obviously I'm not going to have a dog. I can't remember what the dog called. Is it Watty or something? I don't know. But yeah, I'm not gonna. My Frankie's not going to have a dog because I bought this version of Frankie and not the standard release, I suppose. So never mind. I'm sure I'll survive. I've got enough dogs. I've got enough dogs from the Barbie extras that Frankie can have, to be honest. It's also got Frankie's birthday, I think. The 23rd of the 6th is when they were born. So that's good. So at least we know when to celebrate Frankie's birthday. It's kind of a cute playset, I guess. The fact that you can put stuff in there, you can put the doll back in there and whatever. But if you were to get the whole lot of these, you're basically going to have loads and loads of these case things. I'm going to get the doll out properly because obviously there's lots of tags and stuff on them. And we will have a proper look at them, and then we'll have a look and see what is in these amazing sort of locker bits at the side. So here we go. Here is the doll, released. So in the back here, there were lots of kind of tags and stuff securing the doll inside. There were also those really annoying Kimball tag things, the back of the head, which was a bit of a struggle to actually get out because obviously the doll is kind of like banded in as well. So once you've got the bands out, you're then stuck with your things at the back of the head. So you have to kind of... it's just really annoying. It's just really annoying. I'm sure there's a better way. Also, they could literally just put one thing around the waist in there to hold the doll in. The doll's not going anywhere. The doll's behind this thing anyway. So, you know, or two if they're really worried about the doll moving around or whatever, you know, in transit. But it just seems overkill to me. Also, so this bit in here is kind of like a cardboard inlay, so you can remove that, and underneath there is actually it's kind of like printed on that it looks like it's kind of padded behind there. It's just kind of black. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm leaving this bit in for now. I did have to kind of take it out a bit to try and get the tags from behind, just to kind of pull them out so there weren't like bits sticking out, which was very annoying. But anyway, so that is done. Let's stop moaning about that. I also have this, which is the key. Hopefully you can see that. Obviously it's very intricate. There's just like a flat bit there. You could probably just, I don't know, stick a pencil in the thing and it would get them out. But anyway, so that is that. Let's have a look at the doll themselves. The hair. I know there's complaints about the hair. I think the hair is a little bit coarse, but it's kind of shiny, and I do like the colour of it. So I've temporarily removed the casket from behind because it seemed to want to focus on that and not on the actual doll that I was shoving at the lens. So, as I might have mentioned, the hair quality is all right. I mean, it does feel a little bit coarse. I can't remember what the word on the street has been about it, but it feels all right. It's fine. It's quite thick as well, which is good because obviously, you know, you want it to have good rooting, and it seems to be pretty dense there. I love the colours of it. That whole blue is really nice. There's also like a pink, but I think it's actually the reflection onto the white of the pink t-shirt that the doll's wearing. Also, there's this really nice blue in it, and obviously the black there. So let's have a quick look at the makeup, which is one of the things that really drew me to this version of Frankie. So there is sort of asymmetrical eyeshadow in that there's 2 different colours on each eye. Also, each eye is a different colour as well, which I think is a trademark of kind of Frankie. Well, not a trademark, but you know, it's kind of one of the traits of the doll, I believe. Obviously, we've got this little sort of scar thing here. I really like the colour of Frankie's skin as well. It's a really nice sort of green. You know, I'm a sucker for kind of like mint green colours anyway. I think the colour of the skin really helps the sort of the pink lips to kind of pop, and the other colours also of the eyeshadow and stuff really kind of pop out, and also the clothes as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with the base doll for sure. So the doll does stand on their own, which is good because they don't come with stands, which is kind of annoying. I think, did the original dolls come with stands? Anyone who collected those, maybe pop down in the comments. So yeah, they don't come with stands. They also don't come with combs either, which is a bit odd because dolls tend to come with combs, but not these ones. So articulation wise, it's pretty good. We have the head, which obviously will go back and forth and up and down. I think we have a torso. Yeah, so we have kind of like a torso. Again, that's kind of on a ball thing there. And the arms will go out. We also have articulation at the elbow. And you can actually turn the arms and bend those. There is the wrist as well. It's basically the same ones that we had with Draculaura, really. There is nothing on the waist, but I guess you do have the kind of the torso one at the top, so that's okay. The legs are also pretty good, so they will come out, and they again have the knee, which you can actually swivel. There's nothing on the ankle, I don't think. Yeah, no, the ankles don't have articulation, which in my mind is fine. I always worry about the ones on the ankles anyway, because when you're pulling shoes on and off, I always think they're going to get damaged. This doll, of course, is also unusual because not only do they have kind of like the sort of the stitching marks on the neck and the arms and the thigh here, but they also have an artificial sort of limb. So from the knee down to the foot, we have this. Let's take this boot off, actually, we can see it better. The boots are really cool, actually, because they, again, are sort of like, they have that sort of asymmetrical look where they're not the mirror image of each other or whatever. So this one has got a single sort of thunderbolt on here, and then this one is covered in them, and in those really great colours. I love this kind of pink. I love the sort of highlighter yellow, highlighter green, maybe. But yeah, let's have a look at the leg here. So obviously it is kind of like metal. It's a bit kind of steampunky almost, isn't it? The way that it's kind of got these sort of like, I don't even know what you'd call them, but anyway, kind of rivets and stuff like that all over them. Actually, we should probably have a look at the rest of the outfit. So we've got this really cute and very bright pink sort of tank top with Zap written on the front of it, which I do really like. That is really nice. I'm actually going to move it off to the back because, unfortunately, the light is horrendous. We've then got this skirt, which again is kind of got thunderbolts all over it, and kind of like a faux sort of zip down the front, which is kind of fabric. And they've both got Velcro on the back there. So that is that, and also we get the boots as well. So that is kind of one look that the doll comes with. When we have a look and see what is behind the kind of the windows of secrets, not the windows of secrets, but the doors of secrets on this, we'll see lots of other things as well, I'm sure. Let me reposition the camera and we'll have a proper look. Okay, so I put Frank on a stand because it was easier to have them stand separately from this, because I'm worried I'm going to jiggle this around and the doll's going to fall down. I have my key here. I have my ring light trying to get some light onto this. It's gone very dark outside again and it is throwing it down, but we'll persevere. We'll carry on. So this was the first key, and this was in with the doll in the doll chamber, or whatever we want to call it. There is actually on the end of the key the colour, like a dot of colour, which is pink. So that's meant to open the pink locker here. Each of the keys is basically, as I mentioned, it's the same. So you can use this one to open all of them, but each one will have a key in, and there's also like a kind of a key ring that you're meant to put the keys on. But anyway, look, let's get this open. So here we go to the first one. Okay. So these are obviously kind of like blind bag type things, and this is made of paper, which is good because it means it goes straight into the recycling. It's quite cute looking. Obviously got these sort of weird sort of question marks on here and sort of stapled up hearts. Anyway, let's open this and see what we've got in here. Okay, so we've got another key with the kind of the key ring skull thing there. So we don't really need those. What else have we got? Oh, and then we have some shoes. So these are quite cute. So these are silver with black soles. Other details are kind of just sort of not printed on, but sort of, you know, etched in really. But you might be able to see them a bit better there. So yeah, so they are a pair of shoes, which presumably will go with the other outfit. And that is all that's in that one. So if I have a quick look on here, it looks like silver at the end of this other key. So I guess let's do it in the order they want us to do it in. Let's go with the silver one at the top. Okay, so here we go. So this is, I'm presuming this one is clothing because it is quite soft, so it's probably got some sort of fabric items in there. So again, we have another key, which we don't really need, so we can get rid of that. So we have got a silver pair of shorts here, which is quite cute. Don't know if you can see that. So yes, so they're very silver. This is going to look great, I think, with probably anything, to be honest, but it's very shiny, so that's nice. Then we have a top here. So this is a t-shirt top. It's got the same print as the skirt from the first look, and it's also got sort of black mesh sleeves, which I think is a nice detail. But yeah, this would actually match completely if you put it with the skirt. They tend to have done this with these dolls in that they've got two separate sort of outfits that match, and they've kind of mixed and matched them when you open them. So obviously the doll is wearing part of the thing that would match this, and part of what would match presumably the other part, which is good because it kind of shows you what you can do. We've also got this, which is a jacket. So it's a black body jacket, and then it's got kind of a check or sort of almost houndstoothy sort of sleeves, and they are puff sleeves, which I do really like. And it's got a collar which, I'll just go down. It could be a sort of a standing collar as well, really. So that is going to look cute, I think, as well. So that is everything from that one. Now I've lost the key. Oh, here it is. So I'm just checking to see what colour was in the second key, and it is blue. So let's open the blue one. Here we go. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, this is weird. Okay, so in here we have some earrings, which are, again, a really nice sort of like highlighter colour, which you can hopefully see. They're kind of jagged and they've got like a sort of lightning bolt inside them. I don't know how they're going to hang on the doll, because I have seen some of them and the earrings just seem to sort of stick out a bit. So I guess we'll see how we go with that. But you can remove them as well. They aren't sort of like Barbie ones where once you put them in, they're kind of stuck in forever. So that's at least something. So we've got that. The key they didn't even bother to paint this time. So it's literally just a sort of green key, which is obviously for the last one. So I don't know why they kind of did that. It seems a bit odd. We've got this, which is sort of like, it's almost like a dicky, isn't it? Or kind of like a weird sort of neck collar thing, which sort of makes it look like it's lapels, and then it's got this sort of bit with rivets on it. We've also got the sort of the skull motif with the ribbon in its hair, or its head, I guess, silhouetted there on there. So that is that. And then we've got this, which is actually quite heavy. So we've got this, which is kind of, that to me says gay hat. It's kind of like the Village People sort of hat, isn't it? Sort of, dare I say, Tom of Finland? I'm sure none of you know what that is, but I'm going to mention it. But it's kind of like a leather bar hat, I would say. So obviously that was one of the other reasons I wanted to get it, is because, you know, Frankie's having some queer representation there for us with this hat. The hat actually fits really well. Some hats don't fit great on dolls, but they've actually done this quite well. It is obviously like a plastic hat. It's not, you know, it's not a fabric hat, which I would normally be annoyed about. But I think it kind of works in this instance, because obviously it needs to keep some sort of shape to it. It also fits the doll very well. On the front here, we have got a heart, which is sort of like pink and blue with a lightning bolt through it, which is good, because obviously it goes with the rest of the, sort of all the different looks, really. It's also got a silver chain, or sort of like a grey chain almost, a silver grey chain that goes over the front bit. And we also have a peak on the hat, and it's got sort of like studs, I would say, in the front, which aren't painted, but they are kind of, you know, they are there. So that is good. So let's open the last thing and see what is in there. So we've got a box of cereal here, which is kind of weird, but it says yum on it. I don't know what they are, but yeah, so we have that there. We have also got this, which I guess is maybe like an energy bar or something. It's got a battery on it, with, again, sort of the whole lightning bar motif thing on. I'm surprised there wasn't like a bag or something that came with this doll, because, you know, sometimes they kind of give them a handbag or something, but that's kind of weird, unless this is meant to be some sort of clutch bag. I don't know. Or maybe this is meant to be the bag. Actually, does this open? No, it doesn't open. It doesn't open. And the other thing in there is this, which is some iced coffee, which obviously is great. It's nice to have kind of... These accessories I like. The food I'm not so sure about, unless you're going to sort of put them behind the doll. Oh, and the lid actually comes out from this. That's kind of weird. And the straw is a separate item as well, which, again, is rather strange. But good. It's nice for the sort of detail, and you can move the straw around, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure what it'd be like for a child to be chewing on this, but anyway, it's not my problem, is it? So yeah, so that is an iced coffee, which I'm presuming that the doll can hold. So, here is one look. I'm now going to change Frankie over to the second look, and we'll have a look at that. So here we go. This is Frankie in kind of like the second look, I guess. I do really like, you know, most of the stuff. I'm not really keen on these shoes, I have to be honest. They don't really seem to work for me. I think the boots are much nicer, and I feel that that would probably go better with all the looks. For me, I think if you're going to have sort of these sort of boots, sort of shoes down here, and then a lot of leg, you could have something that would just make it a bit more interesting. Like, I don't know, give them some socks or something. It would just make it look less like, here's loads of stuff going on down here, and then, and then there's some shoes at the bottom. At least with the boots, you've got some sort of interest sort of further up, I kind of think, but maybe that is just me. The earrings go in quite well, and they don't sort of stick out too much, as I'd mentioned before. So yeah, so what do you think of this look? I do really like it. As I say, I just think it would be nicer if there was maybe a bit more variation, because the skirt is also very short as well. So I kind of feel like with the skirt, the boots again would work much better. Let me also bring in my original, well, not my original, but my first Monster High doll, who was Draculaura. And then you can see what the difference is in height. So obviously Frankie is taller than, I was going to say Barbarella for a minute. For Draculaura, yeah, so Frankie's bigger than Draculaura. I suppose it's nice that they've all got different bodies and different sizes and stuff like that. Obviously, clothes-wise, they're probably not going to be able to show each other's clothes. Although probably top-wise they might be okay. I think it's more going to be sort of like anything that goes around the waist and stuff like that they're going to have problems with. Because Draculaura is kind of on a curvier body, and Frankie is more kind of just quite lithe and skinny, I guess. I mean, I don't know who they dug up to make them. Maybe like a supermodel or something. But Frankie needs to eat a lot more of those bars, I think. But anyway, I'm very happy with Frankie. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please, can you give it a thumbs up? And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And also, please share the video if you know anyone that would like to see this kind of stuff. I will see you in the next video. Until then, have a great week. Bye.